sun, the green and gold shine bright. On the field of honor they battle with all their might. From the scrums to the tries, they always find their way. Springboks rising higher day after day. Springboks just win, win, win. They can't be denied. With the Webb Ellis Cup, they're filled with pride. The greatest rugby nation, standing tall and true, better than the rest in every test they pursue. From the dusty fields to the world stage they've roared. Legends carved in history, their spirit soared. In the hearts of a nation, they ignite the flame. Every tackle, every try, echoing their name. Springboks just win, win, win. They can't be denied. With the Webb Ellis Cup, they're filled with pride. The greatest rugby nation, standing tall and true, better than the rest in every test they pursue. Through the blood, the sweat, the tears, and the pain, they carry the hopes of a country like a chain. From the whistles blow to the final play, they prove their greatness every single day. Springboks just win, win, win. They can't be denied. With the Webb Ellis Cup, they're filled with pride. The greatest rugby nation, standing tall and true, better than the rest in every test they pursue.
Hey folks, welcome back for doubleheader action here on Rugby Ascent. It's Chris live in central Pennsylvania. My apologies, but at the Rugby Africa Cup, we are apparently on Africa time. Game schedule start at 9 a.m. my time, 3 p.m. Namibia time, which is the same as South Africa at the moment. And they are in Uganda, playing at the Mandela Stadium, which is in Kampala. That's where I watched the Ugandan National Championship game when I arrived in Uganda back in 2013 I arrived there? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, that's where they're playing at, and now they must have got some crap on the camera. They need to wipe the camera off, these guys. But anyway, what was a very close game, and the finishing game here, they've got the preliminary, several games playing ahead of time. Uganda Cranes are now leading Cote d'Ivoire 37-17. There's about 10 minutes left in the contest. I don't know who's keeping the clock, but it keeps stopping it for no reason here. I'm a little concerned about that, but we should have been finished by this game already. So there were several games today as they finished the positioning of the tournament here. So let me just give you what the schedule was for today. The schedule for today was, where'd it go? Oh, now I've lost it. Give me a break. Give me a break. It was here a moment ago. I had all, there it is. No, that's not it either. My goodness. Okay. Where the heck did it go? Wow. Okay. It was just here, and it just disappeared. Oh, there we go. Got it. Sorry. Okay, so the games today were the fifth place game was at 3 a.m. my time, so that would have been 9 o'clock this morning. Senegal versus Morocco for fifth place. Then, oddly, for third place, Algeria versus Kenya at noon. That would be, that's odd. That was third place. And then the seventh place final, that was a 2 o'clock game at Cote d'Ivoire versus Uganda. The next is the championship. That's Namibia versus Zimbabwe. The winner goes to the 2027 Rugby World Cup in Australia. And that's the game we're waiting for, the Velviches versus the Sables. And that's still a few minutes away. We're at 72. Hang on a second. 73 minutes. We're in the 73rd minute now. Cote d'Ivoire nearly got a try, but they went into touch, just ran all the way down to pitch. So close to getting in. they've got the ball back, or who's got the ball. So, yeah, it was a very close game in the first half. It was 12-10, if I recall, or something like that in the first half. And now we're sitting here at 37-17. Both these sides, despite being overwhelmingly black countries, have a couple white players on them. Cote d'Ivoire and Uganda. I was a bit surprised by that. The fly half for Uganda is white. So I've been to the stadium. It was right across from the ShopRite. I don't know if the ShopRite's still there in Kampala, but there's a line out here from Uganda. So Uganda got the ball, not Cote d'Ivoire, and that stops a Cote d'Ivoire attack with 7 minutes remaining. Hopefully they'll go straight to the next game and not have a big interregnum. But we'll talk about the lineups here for Namibia here shortly, and for the Sables. The Sables, you may think are a doormat, but there's actually a couple top flight pro players on there, including Tapfia Mafura and Tina Masaveri. So a couple of top flight players who play for South African sides playing in there. And last year they won this championship. They beat Namibia for the first time in donkey years. Now, Namibia's national coach resigned out of nowhere and left them blindsided just a few weeks ago. And into the void stepped national hero and three-time Rugby World Cup participant Jacques Burger, whom I've previously interviewed on the program. Jacques Burger stepped in and is now the head coach for the Velvetsas, which is exciting. That's exciting stuff. Yeah, I've got jersey right here, so I'm going to have to get up and change it really quickly. And I didn't even have time to find my 2023 Namibia jersey. This is my 2019 jersey from Japan. It's pretty good, though. I like the red on the undersides. Nice ribs on it here for the Velvetsas. So we're down to the last 5 minutes in this game. It's a partisan crowd here. I think I know the reason why the Uganda game was moved up, because it's in Kampala, and so they moved this one up so that it would be as late as possible to get a bigger crowd. And the stands are pretty full, I'd have to say that. Pretty full. So we're down to the last 5.5 minutes. Clock's still ticking here, and then hopefully we get this other game started and they don't delay it. So, yeah, we're on Africa time here, no doubt. The gentleman who is refereeing on the pitch, I don't know who that is, but he's got on what looks like to be a Velvetsas jersey, but that's not for this game. That's the next game. So I'll talk about the lineups here. I haven't had a chance to actually put this stuff in. I want to keep you all waiting because I had to struggle very long and hard to find the lineups for both of these sides. I had no idea what the lineups were. I was struggling last night, again this morning, and I finally found a Facebook and then a X post that had the information. So I had the lineups, so hopefully they're correct. But I won't know until they go live with the broadcast whether it is actually the case. 114 people currently here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're Velvetsas fans or if you're Sables fans, Sables had a long tradition when the country was ruled by white Rhodesians of having a very good rugby team, but then they fell by the wayside for a long time. But despite the fact there's only a handful of white Rhodesians, or white Zimbabweans, I should say, left in Zimbabwe today, only a handful of white Zimbabweans, the team has several white Zimbabweans, which is interesting. Predominantly a black team, though. It's predominantly black nation, so not a surprise by that. But they do still have a number over up. There's a high tackle here. It's Cote d'Ivoire. You wouldn't associate Cote d'Ivoire with rugby, would you? That wouldn't be my first thought. I'd think of soccer. But here's their side, playing for a position here. It's the Rugby Africa Cup, live from Kampala at Mandela Stadium. Nile Beer is obviously sponsoring this. They've got their billboards all over the place, a little tent over there on the side. Sort of another line out. This one's for Cote d'Ivoire now. 3.5 minutes remain in this contest, and kind of a line out. Ivory Coast, one of their white players tosses in. Their hooker's a white player. Gets in there, and they're trying to drive forward, but the Cranes seem to have them under control at the moment. Now they're driving forward, and they're just a few meters away, and there's a penalty advantage. So they're break free. Oh, he almost got in. Cote d'Ivoire nearly drove it in there, but nice try-saving tackle just in front of the try line. So they are playing advantage here, is Cote d'Ivoire. Pick and go. He's going to get over. Can he get it down? The question is, it's held up, I think. It's held up, yep. Shame. So they're going to come back for the penalty advantage. Let's see if they do. I'd do a quick tap and go if I was Cote d'Ivoire, try to score. Make the game respectable. They're not going to win this. There's 3 minutes left now after a 77-minute mark. And there's a fight for the ball. Who's got it? Hard to tell. Cote d'Ivoire retains possession. And it gets so close. Driven back. Wow, what a tackle there. Now they're back about 8 meters. This guy was picked up and thrown back about 3 or 4 meters. It's pretty impressive. They're going backwards now, back to the 22. Cote d'Ivoire had a chance to score here, and they're going backwards. It's like the entire Uganda team is there. The Ivory Coast players are just walking around like spectators over here on the far side of the pitch. Very disappointing. If I was their coach, I would have I'd have their head on a plate for this behavior. And so they've turned it over now. They've knocked it on, and it will be the Cranes who are going to run back the other way. And is anybody to stop them? Nope. Oh, poor pass. But they're going to come back for the knock. Well, the knock-on event should be over now. So Cote d'Ivoire, which was inches away from scoring, is all the way back on their side of the pitch now. What a shame. And we're down to the final 2 minutes of this contest. Like I said, full house crowd here at Mandela Stadium in Kampala. And the Cranes receive that ball inside the 22, and they pick it up. Oh, that was a dumb decision. He's lucky he didn't get tackled. The Ivory Coast replacement player, came all the way back and is single-handedly stopping them inside 22. And finally, they pitch it out wide. And here come the Cranes down the sideline. There's nobody there. Back to the center. And they're going to score again, it looks like. Nice passing going on here. Good offloads. Oh, and the player decides to take it, and the Ivory Coast side tackles him, and then they get a penalty for being off the feet. So the Cranes go all the way down the pitch and waste it. Lots of waste opportunity. Tap and go by Cote d'Ivoire. Got a Cote d'Ivoire player lying down on the ground. I don't know what the hell happened to him. He's grabbing his left leg, which is taped up. I didn't see what happened to him. Let's see if I can see it was on the tackle or what. No. So some of these guys look like they're sevens players. Some really talented players out here. They're not going to show the replay. I think maybe it's just a cramp. Okay. So we're down to the final minute. Clock is still ticking. Now it stops at 79:05 as they treat the player. Just a minute left here. Clock stopped. Substitution coming in. Replacement hooker coming in for Cote d'Ivoire. And they lose some. They gain some pigmentation. The white player leaves the pitch. Their only white player out there is off now. Hey guys, how's it going? Johan de Bruin, welcome to you. Yeah, well, it says 3 o'clock, not 4. So very disappointed in that, which means we won't be able to cover the whole game. We won't be able to cover the whole game. That's going to be disappointing. Yeah, the game is listed at 3 p.m. Zimbabwe fans are already in the stands, waiting for the next game. Line out successful for Cote d'Ivoire at midfield in the final 30 seconds. See what they can do here. They're going to go wide, and they've got something out there. But boy, the Uganda side seems to be everywhere. They go far out, and they throw it. Oh, not quite into touch. Look, it was going to go in touch. Down around the 10-meter line now. Cote d'Ivoire trying to get something going with 7 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, I hear what you're saying about 4 o'clock, but that game is listed as 3 o'clock. In the Namibian newspaper said the game started at 3. And it's also listed on several score sheets. Oh, that ball's knocked on, and that's going to be the game. And that's it. And the Cranes have won it. 37-17 in what had been a close contest, but opened up in the second half. In the second half, it opened up. And the final score, 37-17, the Cranes out in front. Yeah, again, my apologies, guys. I definitely didn't want to sit here for an hour and just chat away just to keep you busy and eat some airtime up. But this game was scheduled according to all the sites for, and all the games are listed. In fact, yeah, so I'm not really sure what the deal is here. Yeah, here it does say 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Namibia versus Zimbabwe on the World Rugby site at the very bottom. It's the only place that has it at 4 p.m. Well, that sucks. But let's talk about the lineups here. I guess we can bring them up now. We've got some time. Let's do that. I'll get the images up here. So for Namibia, let's get this over here. Give me a second here. I'll give you the line out. Now you've got some veterans of Major League Rugby who'll be playing for the Velviches, and you've got some URC veterans and Currie Cup veterans playing for Zimbabwe. But for Namibia, let's start with that. At the fullback position, it's Clive and Laubscher. JC Nell comes inexperienced on the right wing. Leroux Milan and Danko Burger are on in the center, inside and outside center. Burger is the vice captain. And then on the left wing, it's Jürgen Mayer. The fly half is Andre van den Berg. And Jacques Thron is the scrum half. Richard Hardwick is wearing the number 8 jersey. Vian Conradi in from the New England Free Jacks after winning the Major League Rugby title again. Vian Conradi wearing the number 7 jersey. Then the captain is Prince Cheseb. Tian de Klerk and Adrian Ludwig are the locks. In the front row, Arnes Kotsia, Louis van der Westhuizen, who plays for the Cheetahs, and Ocha Alua. Off the bench, Armand Kombrich, Jason Donade, Hatembu Shikufa, Johan Retief, Max Katajiko, AJ Cairns, Tian Swanepoel, and Adrian Boyesen. That is your Velvich's lineup for today's match, which will be starting soon enough, but not soon enough for me. Wow. Hang on a second here. All right, so 100 folks here now. Thank you for joining us. All right, let's go ahead and get to the lineup for the Sables for Zimbabwe, a team that once had a lot of glory and has had some difficult years. This is a team that just a couple years ago trying to qualify for the World Cup in France, who went to Tunisia to play in the competition and didn't have the money to pay their hotel bill. That's how desperate things were for the Zimbabwe Rugby Union. They were turfed out of their hotel. They were pushed out of their hotel in... Man, that was just bad stuff. We had South African Rugby Union on the verge of bankruptcy, the U.S. Rugby Union bankrupt, Zimbabwe bankrupt, and rugby was in a bad spot. But Sir Bill Beaumont and his Argentinian friend thought that World Rugby is all healthy and good to go. Not so good. So let's take a look at these Sables. All right, starting lineup for the Sables. Tapia Mafura plays in South Africa. At the fullback position, Matthew McNabb. On the right wing, Brendan Mutsenkenyadzi. In the center, outside center, Kudzwai Mashiwi on the inside center. Edward Sigauka is on the left wing. Ian Pryor is the fly half. Hilton Madariki is the captain and the scrum half. Jason Fraser wearing the number 8 jersey. Dylan Utete. And then Tino Masaveri playing for the Sharks. And number 5, the locks are Simba Saraha, and then Gavri Muzangaro. That's a mouthful. Sorry about that, folks. That is a mouthful. And then in the front row, it's Cleopas Kundiona, Simba Madioma, and Victor Mupunga. Off the bench, it's Liam Larkin, Tyron Fagan, Bornwell Gwinji, Tadiwa Guashu, Aidan Burnett, Keegan Joubert, and Dion Kumalo. Bruce Houston, wearing the number 23 jersey, is a debutant in this game. The captain is Hilton Mudariki, as I said, who is the scrum half. There you go. So, all right. Well, this game is a big deal for both sides. The winner take all. The winner of this game will go on to the Rugby World Cup in Australia in 2027 as a qualifier. The loser still has a chance through the Repage tournament to qualify, but the Repage tournament is not an easy path. Just ask the American side that failed to win the Repage tournament, losing on point differential to Portugal, who went on to perform quite well in the Rugby World Cup in France. They acquitted themselves quite well. It was good to see them do very well. And it was exciting. And I love my Rugby World Cup jersey from Portugal from 2023. Didn't get to see Portugal play in a game, but I did get to enjoy their presence in the tournament. Let me take this off because, hang on a second here. Let me check on my broadcast. Okay, it says game is ended. Watch live the final. Okay, so that's ended. I hope they restart and give me a broadcast for the game because it's just ended. So this one here, going back to Morocco, they start the broadcast 22 minutes into the Morocco game. So very poorly done here by World Rugby. This is Rugby Pass TV, which is run by World Rugby. Didn't get their act together. Yeah, Algeria and Kenya. Let's see who won that. That's for third place. I suspect Algeria won it. So I'm just going to go back. I can go back and watch these games. Second half, Algeria 58. It's a very low-scoring contest, Algeria and Kenya. Come on. Okay, so I'm just looking at the replay here. It was a low-scoring affair. 12-5 at the 70-minute mark. Yeah, it looks like that's what the game ended as. Now Algeria scored again. It was 15-5, almost over. So Algeria is going to come in third in this tournament. Good for them. Some exciting stuff. And just down the final minute here watching it. All the officials wearing these blue and red jerseys. So this game, like I said, is for third place. I'm just waiting for the final hooter here. Let me see. So 15-5 was the final. Yep. Algeria won that game 15-5. So there you go. All right, so watch live. Reload this. And that says watch live. It's over. They better not pull the wool off from under me here and bring it back. Okay, it says live. But now it's not even loading. Rugby Pass TV. World Rugby, so unreliable. By the way, I can't watch the under-20 today, folks. South Africa's playing the under-20 championship against New Zealand, and that's on Paramount Plus and Disney. I don't have a subscription to that, so I can't watch it. Lions in Australia. Well, the Lions look pretty good. They were pretty scruffy and poor-looking when they played Argentina earlier, and now they're coming into form. These warm-up matches against club teams really pay off for them. So, yeah, they beat Australia today. Not a surprise. Not a surprise, but impressive nonetheless. Okay, it looks like it's back live, but yeah, poor quality. It's like they've lost the quality of the video. I'll get a fuzzy picture now. Let me see if I can reduce it better. Still pretty bad. Hopefully it'll improve. Anyway, I've got my broadcast back. That was weird. It disappeared. And must have been I caught them in transition. Yep, so still a good crowd sticking around here. Although those are guys with Kenyan flags. Supporting Kenya. All right, so thoughts on the Lions? Yeah, hey, Johan Barnard. Let's say hello to everybody in the chat here since we have a little bit of time before this game gets started. Swapo versus Zanu. Why not Swapo versus Zapu? Or Zanu PM? Yeah. All right. Hey, Submarine 3 Rao. Legion, Rock starts. Garrett's here. Loretta. CB is here. Namibia all the way, says Legion. I agree. I'm a Velvicia fan. And Hendo's also supporting. Brian Lawrenson's here. Ulrich Fenter. Storm ZA. Dorothy Fundamental. Welcome to you. Tom, welcome to you. And who else we got here? Ian Moon. Johan Barnard. And then we've got Isak Fisser. Bastian of Man. Okay. Disappointing Australian performance. 76% for Lions. Yeah, I know. I said the Lions looked pretty impressive. Again, a game I could not watch. I had to read about it after the fact because I just couldn't get it because of the way that they divvy up rugby here in the States. So this one here I'm getting courtesy of Rugby Pass TV, which is a World Rugby product. And then the Springboks game will be on Flow Rugby. So Zimbabwe beat Kenya 29-23 to get to this final in the semifinals. Those two teams went toe-to-toe for 80 minutes and kept a very, very big crowd there in Kampala going on the 13th of July last week. So they had a try from inside center Brandon Mudzen Kenyedzi, and scrum half and captain Hilton Mudariki, as well as eighth man Jason Frazier. And they got 14 points off the boot of fly half Ian Pryor, and that's how they won that game, 29-23. They were trailing, had to come back in the second half. Tino Malvaseri, featured for the Sharks in URC this past season, was the player of the match, man of the match, due to his carries and defensive work. So Sables got themselves into the final in that fashion. Earlier on the 13th, Namibia defeated Algeria 21-7. We just mentioned Algeria came in third in this tournament. This would be their 8th trip to the Rugby World Cup, and if they pull it off for the Velvicias. But last year they were just defeated roundly by the Sables, so let's not take anything for granted here. So his first test match in 2 years, Namibian center Leroux Milan was man of the match in that contest against Algeria. Yeah, he's based here in the States, playing Major League Rugby. And he had a horrific injury during the match against New Zealand at the 2023 World Cup. I remember that. I remember when he went out. So Captain Prince Khusab and fellow back row Vian Conradi and fly half Cliven Loubser crossed for the Namibians in that game. And Loubser scored the rest of the points for the Belviches. All right, something's going on at the game. Let me see. They're talking to the crowd. They're trying to get the crowd jazzed up early here. They're calling out, trying to get the crowd cheering for Namibia and Zimbabwe. More people showed up for Zimbabwe. So I can show you what it looks like. At least I can do that. I don't think I'm going to get in trouble for this. So here's the crowd. Nope, they've got it blocked. You can't see it. That's pretty clever. They've got it blocked so I can't show it. Wow. But you can hear it if I turn on. What do you tell by tornadoes there? There's no tornadoes here. So let's take a look at the World Rugby rankings here. And we've got the Springboks playing 10. They cannot gain any ground because the team they're playing is too low in the rankings. But they could lose ground to the All Blacks. And the All Blacks won as well. So we'll see what happens. Hang on a second here. Come on. So they're trying to get the crowd jazzed up here. Yeah, so they beat France 29-19 today. But it wasn't a big enough difference to catch up with South Africa, so they're going to stay number one. But they've got a chance to close. So let me get back here to the rankings here. Men's rankings. Okay. Where's this thing at? There we go. All right, for the men, for this, we got Namibia and Zimbabwe. They're right next to each other in the rankings. Namibia is just ahead of Zimbabwe at 57.87 points. Zimbabwe at 57.8 points, ranked 25th and 26th in the world. USA is playing today against England. They're ranked 16th. They were 15th, but they dropped after losing to Spain last week, just behind them. And if they have a good showing, they can gain some points against England, but no chance to defeat them. Interestingly enough, the USA is ranked higher than Portugal, even though they didn't make it to the World Cup. Portugal did. Yeah, so top 10 rankings: South Africa, New Zealand, Ireland, France, England, Australia, Argentina, Scotland, Fiji, and Italy. Interesting, the Argentinian side dropped in these latest rankings last week from 6 to 7 as Australia moved up from 8 to 6. Scotland dropped as well because they lost last week, but they won this week, lost last week against Fiji. So they're out on the pitch now for the anthems. So we may be starting this game earlier than 4 p.m. because the players are out on the pitch, but my image is terrible. My goodness. Let me try to refresh this. This is a horrible picture. I can barely see what's going on. There we go. That's a little bit better. Oof. Okay. So they're out for the anthems now. So this game's going to get started before the top of the hour. Zimbabwe's national anthem is playing now. Yeah, the game's about to start. Johan, you're correct. It's a good thing we didn't go anywhere and come back at the top of the hour. We would have missed it, but we're not going to be able to stay for the finish of this game because this starts at 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. The Springboks are on at 11 my time. So we'll break from this game for the Springboks game, so apologies for that. Look, I lost people who just couldn't hang around and wait. We had 140 here a minute ago. You all just gave up because the game wasn't ready. Come on, be patient, man. Now you're going to miss out. The game's starting. That's why, they're on Africa time, man. They're on Africa time. So that's the Zimbabwe anthem. Now they'll play the Namibian national anthem. These idiots have filthy freaking camera screen. Unbelievable. As I said, Jacques Borg is the national side coach for this team. Louis van der Westhuizen there. I can see him. Looking for Jacques Borg in the crowd. I don't see him. Yeah, that lens is filthy. It's disgusting. Idiots. That's the main lens. Stupid, stupid stuff. That wasn't on the lens a while ago. So I've seen New Zealand play, or not New Zealand, Namibia play in every Rugby World Cup since 2011. All right, so we're about ready to get started with this one. And it's not going to be at the top of the hour. So for all those people left, shame. And more people are leaving. What's the deal, folks? Why are you leaving? The game's starting here in a moment. All right. All right, so. What the hell? Oh my goodness, they're blowing out the freaking speakers here. And these idiots are walking in front of the trophy. They gave us a close-up of the trophy and then they walk in front of it. Oh my goodness, they got the trophy out on the pitch and they walk in front of it. Oh, they finally fixed the audio. Man, this is an amateur hour here. Amateur hour here, to say the very least. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I don't know who these announcers are, but they're not very impressive. All right, so. Rugby Africa Cup 2025. We're about ready to get started here. The guy just called South Africa the double World Cup champions. No, it's quadruple World Cup champions, buddy. You mean back-to-back. English is a challenge for this announcer. All right, so let's see what we get here. It's a Webb Ellis trophy that's sitting out there on the pitch. And we're underway as Namibia kicks off to the Sables. We're underway here, folks. Now let's get the score up on this game. See, we didn't start top of the hour. Now we're underway. Velvich is chasing the ball down. The ball's available. Sables have it at 22. Tackles made. Ruck is formed over there for the Sables. So it looked exciting there for a moment, like the Velvich is going to come away with something, but they did not. Taking a long time to dig this thing out. So here's a kick from Ian Pryor. He kicks it, goes into touch. So Namibia will have a line out around the 10-meter line, exactly right at the 10-meter line on the Sable side of the pitch. And we're underway here. Be sure to hit the like button, folks. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate this. How many other people are going to the trouble to try to bring you a Velvich's match or a Sables match? When I can get them. Okay, good line out for the Namibia side. They drive forward down to the 10-meter line. Ball's available. Jacques Thron digs it out, sends it over. And another ruck is formed. Thron goes wide on the outside. It's kicked over the top. Ball's going to bounce. Takes a nice Namibia bounce. Oh, but drug into touch. What a great job chasing that ball down by J.C. Nell. But unfortunately, he's pulled into touch. There was Mafura was over there to make the tackle for the Sables, and that stops a sure try. It wouldn't have been a try because he was there for the defense, but had he not been there, it was a wide open lane about 18 meters. So it's going to be a line out for the Sables from about their 19-meter line. Wow, exciting stuff here early on. Thank you, Crypto Noob. Appreciate being here. I don't get the viewership. We were at 147, then down to 90, then back to 114, then back to 91. Line out tipped, but the Sables come away with it inside their 22. Ruck is formed. It's taking a long time to get the ball out. Team captain Hilton kicks it over the top. Ball's going to come down to about the 10-meter line. Kept in play there by J.C. Nell. He sends it over to the middle. And Clive and Loopshire kicks it high into the air. Chase is on. Who's going to get there? And did it get knocked on? Yeah, it was knocked on by Zimbabwe. Wow. So it's going to be Namibia's ball. It looked like the other way around. Mafura's like, what are you talking about, man? That wasn't me. Topfield Mafura is like, okay, it's on me. He's like, my fault, but he's like, I knocked it on. I didn't see that knock on either. I thought it was a knock on by the Velviches, but hey, Mafura's like, okay, whatever. I don't blame him. 2 minutes, 51 seconds into the contest here at Mandela Stadium in Kampala, Uganda, folks, for the Rugby Africa Championship, Zimbabwe and Namibia. Official now wearing an orange jersey. Stand out. Ball put in the pipe because of the Namibia side's wearing blue. Oh, nice drive by Namibia. They're going to get a penalty on the scrum. But they go wide with the ball. They're looking outside. Oh, here they come down the side, and Clive Loopshire gets some space. Leaves the ball in play. It's still live. Big tackle there. And the Sables come away with the ball, but we're going to come back for the penalty. They're going to go for the post. Immediate signal coming there from somebody. I don't know who that was. Up to the captain to decide, but they are going to go for the post. So Namibia is going for the win here. They want to get in the World Cup. Not going to play around and try to run up a score. Just get points on the board. So 4 minutes into the contest. The clock is starting now. 1 minute to kick. It's going to be Clive and Loopshire is going to do the kicking, the fullback, for the points, not the fly half. Now we're down to 87 people. What's going on here, man? 30 seconds left on the clock. It's almost straight on from where the mark was. So Clive and Loopshire. I don't like the numbers they've got in the Namibia jerseys. They're kind of weird looking font. But you can clearly see what the numbers are from a mile away. He's taking his time. He's down to 13 seconds. Here's the kick. He launches very high as they through the post, and it's 3-0 Namibia out in front. So, Namibia draws first blood with a penalty. It's the final of the Rugby Africa Cup. The winner goes on to the Rugby World Cup qualify. No, they went 91 and 95. Bastien, they've been there twice. Or no, wait. No, was it 87, 91? I think you're right. 91 was the last time they were there. Yep. Yep. The ball was caught but then knocked on by the Sables outside the 22. So Namibia has it. They did a good job getting down there, but they couldn't secure the ball. So here's a kick over the top by Thrawn. Midfield, the Sables have it. Is that Mafura, I think? Hard to see. Their number's a little harder to see because they're wearing the green and white hoop jersey. And with the green and white hoop jersey, the numbers are in black. It's difficult to see what's going on there. Here's a kick down the pitch. It's going to bounce up. And taken back there. Oh, nicely done. Great work there by Clive and Loopshire. He's doing a he dropped the ball. Kick forward by Namibia. But it was a knock-on. So they're going to come back. So, started well for Loopshire there, but didn't quite get it done. So these announcers just said 6 minutes, Zimbabwe 0, Namibia 0. It's not 0-0. It's 3-0. My goodness, dudes. They just pick people that can speak English and put them in the booth. These guys have no idea what they're saying. It's insane. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. They're getting paid for this. All right, 6 minutes now. 3-0. Out of the back comes the Sables have it. They drive to the 22. Nice carry there, bouncing off. Ball comes loose. It's going to be a penalty for not rolling away. So they can even up the score now if they like. Hardwick for Namibia off his feet. That's going to be the penalty, but he's complaining that they held on to the ball. So they're going to go for the post here. Ian Pryor will try to even things up at 3-3. It's an easy kick here. Going for the post. 7 minutes into the contest. Isak doesn't know who to root for here. Well, it'd be nice to see Zimbabwe get into the Rugby World Cup, but I'm a Namibia fan, so I have to root for them. $7:27 off the clock. Still a big crowd there in Kampala for this game. I used to live here. There, I should say. Ian Pryor trying to even it up. The ball's right at the 22. He hoists it. Easily goes through the post. And we have a 3-3 game. Ian Pryor keeping his team in the game as always. Three. All right, here we go. It's a beautiful kick. Ball just perfectly slotted through there. So we're going to come back now for the restart. And what's going on here? It's taking a long time. What's going on here? Is there a penalty here? I missed this. They were busy showing a replay. And there's a penalty on the restart. And it's going to be a kick now. And they bring Loopsher in right from the middle of the field. Don't even know what happened here because these announcers are babbling on and not even covering the game. So here we go with Loopsher now getting a chance to kick just moments later to get the points right back. I don't know what happened there. There's a penalty, but... Wow, so just moments later, here's a kick. He's got 30 seconds left on the clock. Thate points, looking to make it 30 points. They're saying Thate. Here's the kick. That has the height, the depth, and the flags go up. And then he's up 6-3 now. Two good kickers here in between Ian Pryor and Cliven Loopsher. Both keeping the scoreboard ticking over. So 6-3, Namibia now leads. All right. There's the restart. What's with this camera crew, man? We see the game after it's already underway, and somehow the Sables come away with it, not Namibia. So over the middle carry there. And there's Tapia Mafura dancing around, going all the way across the pitch to the opposite side. Now he's in pursuit. Chased down from behind by Tien de Klerk, who makes the tackle. Sables playing hard. Nice tackle there. Oh, good ball handling by the Sables here, dancing around. And the ball comes loose. We're going to have a penalty for being offside against Namibia. So they can go and tie the game right back up, and they'll probably do that. This is almost straight down the middle, so no doubt they're going to go for the post here. Wow. There's a stupid penalty by the Velviches. Puts them on the back foot. What's with the CB radio? What's going on here? Funny enough, it's still better than commenters I've seen on some Tier 3 games. I don't know that's available on Super Sport Crypto Noob. The under 20 should be the championship today, though, but I can't get it because I'm here in the States. There's the kick. Oh, he hit the post. Oh, what a break for... Oh, but it's picked up by the Sables at the 5-meter line. And Namibia is sloppy not defending that ball. So they don't get the points on the penalty. But now the Sables just 5 meters away driving. Namibia needs to be very careful here. So a ruck is formed. They pick and go. 6-7 meters out. Working towards the center. Right in front of the post now. They come back to the outside. Oh, nearly breaking through as a carry there by Matthew McNabb. He's tackled. Sables now threatening. It's the first try threat here of the game for either side, other than that tackle that was made earlier. Velvich is in a little bit of trouble here. Don't want to commit any penalties here. Pick and go. A lot of phases now, about 7 phases here. And there's a penalty against Namibia for no arms tackle. They're going to get warned here in a moment. Or is it not releasing the tackle? And they're going for the post. Right in front of the post. So this should even it up. But wow, it's Ian Pryor missed that kick. It was a bit of a surprise. He hit the post, but here's a chance they'll tie it right back up. Man, so it's a kicker's day so far, folks. Both sides want to go to the Rugby World Cup. The loser isn't done. They'll have to go through the Repage tournament, though. That's not easy. Only one team makes it out of the Repage tournament. I think like 8 teams go to it or something like that. There's the kick. That one's good. 6-6 is the score now. Wow. The scoreboard keeps ticking over. 4 scores already, but they're all penalty conversions. Ian Pryor heads back down the pitch. So like I said, this game started at 9:30, scheduled for 10. And we thought it was scheduled for 9 based on the Namibian newspapers, but World Rugby had it at 10, 4 instead of 3. But actually split the difference. It started at 9:30. So good thing we stuck around. Here's the restart, right down the middle. And disruption there by Namibia. They kick it forward. They're going to get to it. No. Oh, man. Zimbabwe gets it on the 1 meter line. Namibia couldn't get to it. My goodness, they're backed up. That was a try for the begging that went a begging there. And right in front of the post, they can't get the ball out. The Sables have it. Tackle right there. They get out a few inches now, 2 meters from the try line. They're going to try to get a clearance kick, and somebody's going to, they missed a tackle, and he gets away. Oh, what a sloppy play. Oh, my goodness. Talon de Klerk had to make the tackle. What do you got going on here now? I don't know what happened here. The official, I can't see what he's signaling. Talon de Klerk. Nice tackle there. Saved them. That was a breakaway there. So what's the deal here? Who's got the ball? I think it's a scrum for a knock-on. And is it Namibia scrum? Both sides taking their time getting over there for the scrum. Yeah, it'll be our first scrum of the game. 14 minutes in. Wow, that's our first scrum of the game. 6-6 is the score from Mandela Stadium in Kampala, Uganda. What's going on here? Okay. Our first scrum of the game. Jacques Thron, the scrum half for the Velviches, will put it in play. I hope the Eagles will qualify for the World Cup. It was embarrassing not being there last time. They missed every opportunity. They beat Canada, then they lost to Uruguay. Then they had a chance, and they lost to Chile. Ball picked up off the turf. Nicely done there by Danku Burger. And Namibia comes out of the scrum. Over to the middle. The ball is available. Is it loose? And it's a knock-on by Namibia. So Zimbabwe is going to get the ball back. Jeez, just like that. 6-6. What I will do, folks, is I'll keep this thing running when we get to the Springboks game, and I'll keep the updates because it won't be over. Now we'll have a scrum. This time it'll be Zimbabwe scrum. Zimbabwe's team captain Hilton Mudariki is the scrum half. He'll put the ball in play. Can't hear the official. Apparently there's a microphone. Engage. Hilton puts it in the pipe, digs it out of the back, and then they go to the far side. Running up the pitch, Mafura offloads that ball. Oh, what a hit. And tackle missed, and here comes Sables, man, all the way out near the 10-meter line. Oh, no, and Namibia overruns the play, and here come the Sables down the sideline. They're going to get all the way down. Nice offload back to the 22. Save that from going to touch. Balls on the pitch. Oh, my goodness. Namibia defense was atrocious there. Louis van der Westhuizen on the tackle. They're going to go the opposite side. There's only a few players over there. Here come the Sables down inside the 22. Passes offloaded. Tackle missed now. They're holding on to him. Mafur with the ball now. He's tackled. Sables down to about 12 meters. Namibia not looking impressive at the moment. Ball comes loose. It's kicked up the pitch. But we're going to come back. Something happened. Wow, that was ugly. That was ugly. Very lucky not to have given up a try there. Very fortunate for the Velviches. Zimbabwe looking very exciting there. And the ball is at the 22. I'm not sure what the call is here. Looks like a line out. Must have gone in a touch. Wow, we just keep getting a smaller audience here. I've never seen this. We hit 147, and then we just drop. And every moment we're getting smaller. What's going on? A lot of freeloaders, I guess, popping in. That's a big hit there. So we got a Namibian player getting treatment now. Clock is stopped at 16:54. See young kids up in the stands there with Sables polos on. I wonder if they're up and coming. Not Sables. Velvich's polos on. I wonder if they're up and coming Namibian players. Boy, the sky is overcast and heavily polluted, just the way I remember Uganda. You can't see more than a kilometer because of the haze. All right, Zimbabwe's line out from the 22. They go deep, and down with the ball comes Godfrey Muzungwaro. And now here they come. Oh, down to 5 meters, driving. 2 meters, 1 meter. They're over. And there's a try by Zimbabwe. Wow. Kudzai Mashiwe, I think it is. Wow. Wow, that was inevitable. You could see that. Namibia's defense, as I said, looks very suspect so far. Yeah, it's Mashawi who got it. Wow, that's insane. That was too easy. Too easy. That was way too easy. So the conversion is good, obviously, and it's 13-6 now. Wow, will Zimbabwe be going back to the World Cup? Will Namibia not make it for the first time in donkey years? That'll be a tough break for Jacques Borger, who comes out and in a pinch becomes the head coach of this team. That defense was atrocious, folks. That was absolutely atrocious. Well done by the Sables. Here's the restart. Inside the 22. Tackle made almost immediately down around 15 meters by J.C. Nell. Ball's available, and the Sables try to get somewhere with it. Ball's kicked in a touch. And oops, sir. So Louis van der Westhuizen will throw it in from the sideline. And we've got Elite Pursuits just described. Thank you for that, Elite Pursuits. Lineout successful for Namibia over the middle of the pitch. Driving forward is Vian Conradi, the Major League Rugby champion. And not rolling away. That's a kickable penalty. Will they go for it? Oh, and they're going to walk off 10 more meters. That was stupid. Oh, that was stupid. The Namibian player, or the Zimbabwe player came over and whined about it. Official said, none of this. And he moves forward 10 meters. That's definitely going to make it a kick, I think. They'll definitely go for the points here. Wow. So they're going to go for the points. That was stupid of Zimbabwe. That just cost them potentially 3 points. That was dumb. So that kick was out beyond the 10-meter line, about 43 meters, and now it's 33 meters. Because the guy came over, not even the captain, I think it was, I couldn't see who it was, came over to complain about this, and then he's like, I'm not having any of this. We move forward 10 meters. Wow. 20 minutes now into the contest. Zimbabwe leading 13-6. Clive and Lobser to line it up here. Yes, Curry Cup starts next week. Yeah, the broadcast commentary does suck. These guys are terrible, but it's a low bar for me to surpass. 14 seconds left. Here comes the kick. Hopefully that looks good. Flags go up, and it's 13-9 as Loopser keeps the Velviches in the game. But that leaky defense gave away an easy try a short while ago. So it's 13-9 now. And what's the question about me being busy? Me too, but the Colonel's busy. What's this about? Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, me being busy. All right, so 13-9 now. Restart. Who's got the ball? And it's knocked on by Namibia. Good Lord. My goodness, man. They cannot live with success. They turned the ball over inside their 22 right on the restart. Okay, my camera just went blank. There we go. We're back now. Scrum at the 22 for Zimbabwe at Namibia's 22. Namibia not looking impressive. Jacques Bourger needs to rip some ass in the locker room at halftime. They need to stay in this game. Up, and the scrum half being told to get over to the side. He was behind the scrum. That would be Jacques Thron. So team captain Hilton puts it in there. He's going to dig it out of that scrum. It's going nowhere. Pitch. There's a try scorer. He hands the ball off to Mafur. Mafur tackled inside the 22. Sables, they're feeling their oats here. Oh, not releasing. That should be a turnover. What? The penalty goes the other way, and Zimbabwe takes off. The heck is going on? That should have been not releasing the ball. But the penalty goes against yellow card. Thron is called for a yellow card at 22:58, and he's off the pitch. There goes their scrum half now. Oh, my goodness. This is a disaster for Namibia. An absolute disaster. Wow. Yellow card against Thron. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. So line out successful. They didn't go for the points. They go wide on the outside. Sables do. They're down the 5-meter line. Ball's placed. My goodness. This is just horrific. Wow. So we're just inches away. Pick and go. Has he held up? He's held up. He's held up. That's held up. Thankfully, Namibia got lucky there. Woof. Boy. Zimbabwe nearly stretched this thing out. Just held that ball up. Could not get it down. So, 25 minutes in now. Namibia survives disaster there. The scrum half is out with a yellow card. Jacques Thron, not rolling away on the tackle, issued a yellow card. The official not playing games here. It's twice now. He's already penalized Zimbabwe for being stupid, and now he penalized. That ball stays in play. And so midfield, here come the Sables. Poor tackling again. Finally chased down from behind by Vian Conradi. Hilton Moriki goes to the inside. Just inside the 10-meter line now. The Sables with the ball. They go wide to the far side of the pitch. Let's see what they can do. That's a forward pass. Not called a forward pass. Tino Massaveri dances. He's tackled finally outside the 22. And the Sables on the front foot. A lot of this game being played in this end of the pitch. Louis van der Vestel isn't in on the tackle. The hooker. Ian Pryor hands that ball off. Here come the Sables right down the middle of the pitch. Namibia's terrible defense is being exposed here. Ball bounces the outside. That's a knock-on. That's a knock-on. It should also be a 10-meter penalty for the kicking the ball away and delaying the game, but it's not. A try scorer with his bleach blonde cultural appropriation hair. So, 25 minutes into the contest now. What about Frans Sten? Yeah, Frans Sten was commenting about Super Rugby, about the Cheetahs getting back into Super Rugby, but nobody wants it. Well, crowd dancing away. Kenya supporters up in the crowd, having a good time, enjoying the beer. So we're going to go for the points again here after that penalty. So this is not too bad for Namibia. So Pryor has an easy shot here to make it 16-9. So they nearly gave up a try twice there. Plus they got a yellow card. So if they come away from this with nothing more serious happening, they're very fortunate. Ian Pryor is dancing around a little bit, adjusting his upper body, doing this, rocking back and forth, takes a step, another step, kicks it. Looks like it's going to be good. And the flags go up. It's 16-9. Sables showing it. $16-9 now. Yeah, Jimmy, I'm surprised at the leaky defense from Namibia. It's terrible. It's a terrible defense. A couple of their key players aren't around, but still, shouldn't be this poor. Here's the restart into the 22. Sables have it. And Namibia had a couple chances here earlier to get a try, but they evaporated, and they've done nothing since then. Tackle made in the middle of the pitch. Ball's available. Kicked high into the air. Who's going to get this? It's knocked on by Namibia, right into the arms of the Sables, who carry it past midfield. JC now knows better than touch that. He gets out of the way. All right, Sables have it back. And there's Mafur. He kicks it down the pitch. Who's back there to get that? Nicely done by Andre Vandenberg. He kicks it back the other way. It's not caught in the air by Mafur. It bounces down around the 5-meter line. Tapia Mafur comes up, looks. What's the call here? The play is stopped for something. Maybe it was in touch. I think that actually at the other end, that's the case. Andre van der Berg was in touch when he picked that ball up. Wow. Another mistake by Namibia. This is just atrocious, folks. Absolutely atrocious. Namibia not impressing even remotely here. 22:58 is when that yellow card came, so about 6 minutes off that yellow card now. Well, they haven't had to worry about needing a scrum half. They barely touched the ball since that yellow card was awarded. It's been all Zimbabwe. Line out successful for Zimbabwe, but it wasn't straight. Or is it a knock-on? You're saying it's a knock-on. So it'll be a scrum, and the fly half is going to play the role of scrum half. Battling at the moment. Okay. Are we going to get to 3,000 subscribers in this, or viewers in this one? I wonder. 10:09 now. We're now less than an hour away from Springboks versus Georgia. Excited about that contest coming up. That'll be right here on the same channel. And you'll be redirected to that from this game. Yeah, let me double check to make sure that's the case. Customization. Yes, you'll be redirected to Springboks versus Georgia from here. All right. And a penalty on the scrum. Namibia wins a penalty. Well, something goes their way finally. Finally, something goes their way. 29 minutes and a half. They need to It'd be great to see them get some more points here, whether it's off the tee or it's a try. But it's got to find touch, and he does. So the ball is going to be available 30 meters away. All right, so Namibia will get a line out. Louis van der Westhuizen comes down to hoist that ball in. As I said, a big crowd. Stands are pretty full, folks, almost entirely full here. A few little gaps here and there. And the Uganda fans are hanging around. If I still lived in Uganda, I'd be at this game. Line out is knocked backwards and picked up by Sables, and they're off and racing, and Namibia screws up again. They can't even live with success. They can't even accomplish a line out. My goodness. Hilton digs it out from the ruck. There's a kick down the pitch by the Sables all the way back to the 22. It's taken back there by Namibia. Here's the kick. Looking for touch. Found it. Well, let's see what happens here. They're complaining it was taken back, but it wasn't taken back. It stayed inside of 22. This is the final of the Rugby Africa Cup, folks. The Gold Cup here. And this is, what's the official saying? Something. I missed something. All right, so it's a line out for Zimbabwe, which is what I expected. But we've got some discussion here between the officials. All right, here we go. Simba Madoma throws it in and line out. Then they lose the ball forward. Kick. Who's going to get this? Somebody pick it up. Namibia has it. Back to midfield. Carry there by Hardwick. Ball's available. My goodness. Namibia looks so out of sorts and discombobulated here. I don't know what's going on. Knock on. Where's the knock on? Wow. Let's see where this knock-on is. I don't see it there. There's no knock-on. There's no knock-on. How can you say it's a knock-on? He's got possession of the ball. He's placing it. Oh, it's not a knock-on. Okay, I don't know what the deal is, but it's a scrum. Scrum to Namibia. And again, the fly half is playing the role of scrum half because we still got that yellow card. So Namibia, shockingly, is only down by a try here, despite their atrocious play. Ball's put in the pipe, and a terrible effort there and somehow Namibia comes away with it. It was a terrible put-in. And they kick it high into the air. Chase is on. Who's going to get this one? Around the 22. Oh, and then the Sables have it. Namibia finally chases the guy down. Ruck is formed on the far side of the pitch. Coming up on halftime now, 32 minutes, 30 seconds gone in the first half. Driving forward. Ball stripped out. And that's a knock on there. Come on. And a penalty coming here. Yellow card against Zimbabwe here. Fraser gets a yellow card at 32-46. Wow. 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 That's another yellow card. Wow. Yeah, the first yellow card is gone now, so we'll take that one out. Jason Fraser goes off. Line out, goes astray again. So stupid job here. And then maybe it turns over another line out. They need something good here. So their scrum half is back after that yellow card. But now Zimbabwe's down a player. Namibia needs to take advantage of this and get a try on the board before halftime and knot this thing up. So it'll be a scrum to Namibia. They won some scrums early on. Let's see if they can do it again. They win a scrum here. That'll get them a chance for 3 points. Doesn't look like you're enjoying the game. What are you talking about? No, I'm disappointed. Namibia is atrocious. This is horrible. I've never seen them play this poorly. Even against Tier 1 nations, they don't play this poorly. They're completely out of sorts. Ball's put in the pipe, digs it out of the back. Here we go over to center. Here come the Velviches. Namibia down to 3 meters now. And the ball comes loose. Who's got it? Namibia is over. There's the try. Joseb, the captain, gets the try. There you go. Right by the post. Should be an easy conversion here. Namibia gets a try. Finally, some offense. Wow. Just bounces off 2 players and gets across. Wow. Wow, that was brilliant. Knocked 2 players backwards, and the Velviches get themselves their first try of the game. So now it's 16-all. That's what I just said. They need to get a try before the half, especially when they went up a player. 16-16 now. Now I'm happy. But 35 minutes off the clock, they need to start playing defense and stop making stupid mistakes. Their lineouts are atrocious. The only thing saving them is their scrums, which have been pretty good. Time me down. Huh? What are you talking about, Charles? Here's a restart. Finally, Namibia holds on to it at the restart. And outside the 22, driving forward. Nice carry there. Out to about 26 meters. So finally, they retain position. Louis van der Westhuizen and bounces off 1 tackle, goes forward. 4 minutes left in the first half. All right, so that try seems to have energized the Velviches. It's a terrible pass. Oh, my goodness. What the hell is with Van der Beek? This fly half with a terrible pass here. Nice carry forward by the person that picked the ball up. Not held the tackle. Picks and goes again. Nicely done there. Dunku Burga, vice captain, does a great job. Ball's kicked high over the top. Laurent Milan back after a horrific injury a couple years ago in France. Oh, big tackle here. What's the call? Side entry. So there's a penalty. So Mayer is called for the penalty. So Sables kick it down the pitch. That was a dumb penalty. There was no need for it either. So once again, another mistake, a dumb mistake by Namibia. Hurts them badly. We're 45 minutes away from the next contest, but this first half is nearly over. Ian Pryor kicks it down the pitch. There's a Springbok jersey over there on the sideline. 37-15, and the ball's down around 35 meters. So Simba Manoma will put it in for the Sables. Lineout goes high, unchallenged. Sables have it. This is where the Namibian defense is proven to be weak. Tackle made. This time the tackling's a bit better, but no, he breaks through. Ball's available. Digs it out of the ruck, goes over to the center. There's some better tackling by Namibia. Ian Pryor kicks it to the corner. Chase is on. Who's going to get there? And no choice but to take it in a touch is Clive Loubser. Loubser has to take it in a touch because he's cornered over there. And so now it's going to be a line out for I just want to say Cranes. Uganda's not playing. They've already played. For the Sables about 8 meters away. 10 meters away. My goodness. Minute 45 left in the first half. Just after tying it up, and maybe he's put themselves in trouble again here. No, it's not a full strength. A couple top players are out. But it's a lot of good players out there for them. J.C. Nell, Loubser. Line out is tipped up in the air, and it's somehow Namibia comes away with it. Well done. Oh, big carry here. Nicely done. That's brilliant work there by Vion Conradi from the New England Free Jacks, the Major League Rugby champions. Ball's kicked down the pitch. Conradi having a pretty good game for Namibia. All the way back to the 10-meter line where it's taken back there by Matthew McNabb to Mafur. Mafur dances midfield, tackled just over midfield. We're down the last minute of the first half now. Namibia just needs to just come out of this tied at the end of the first half. No penalties here, and don't give up a try. But these Sables players are big. Missed tackle there. The dummy worked. Down to 45 meters. Dancing in the center of the pitch. 30 seconds left in the first half. Here's a kick. Ian Pryor kicks to the near side. Who's going to get this? Inside the 22. It's taken. The mark is taken down. That's a smart move. Smart move. Well done by the fly half, who's getting his head back in the game. Andre Fundebag. He's going to kick it. He took the mark. He's going to find touch. He does. And that's going to take the Sables all the way back inside their 10-meter line as we're close to the hooter. So that's helpful. That should take the pressure off. We should be able to go into halftime, knot it up. But let's see what happens here. We're not at halftime yet. Halftime hooter should be going off now from Mandela Field in Kampala. So the Sables will get the line out. We're over the hooter. Yes, Botswana does play. The Botswana team is called the Vultures. You got a Namibian player down. Is that Vian Conradi? I can't see. That official, I reckon, I think it looks like a South African official. I think that's who he is. So Botswana, let's see where Botswana's ranked. Pretty low. Botswana's ranked 78th in the world with 36.21 points. Yep, Botswana has a team. Here's a line out. Oh, come on. What happened here? Something going on. As I said, we're over the hooter now. They're turning on the lights because it's getting overcast, even though it's daytime. Yeah, they're right next to each other in world rankings, Jimmy. Zimbabwe and Namibia. All right, so play is stopped. I don't know what's going on here. Something happening on the far side of the pitch. We can't see. It's off camera. Okay, we're ready for the line out now. Over the hooter. Namibia, if they could pitch this, would be great. It's overthrown. I think that's forward, yeah. It's a knock on. That's going to end the half. So halftime, 16-16. And I have to say that Namibia is very fortunate to be tied at 16-16 going into halftime. They had an atrocious performance in the first half, particularly on defense. Atrocious performance. The Sables have to be disappointed in this somewhat. They should have been out by a much wider margin here at this stage. Reach for gold. That's what the theme is for this year's Africa Cup. So halftime. 16-16 halftime is the score, folks. Wow. As I said, Namibia very fortunate to be in this. Jacques Burger really needs to rip some ass in that locker room. The performances have been substandard. The yellow card by Thrawn was stupid. And same with Fraser on the other side. That was a stupid yellow card that could not have been afforded. It was ill afforded. It hurt the Sables and led to a try by Namibia. So there you go, folks. Both sides want the win. They're not worried about rolling up points. They just want the win here. And you can understand that. So, yeah, the earlier games, New Zealand beat France 29-19. So France loses all three games to New Zealand in this on-the-road tour. Wow. That's a little bit disappointing, I'm sure, for some folks. So we also saw that Spain beat Canada 24-23. Spain moving up in quality side there, doing better and better. Beat the U.S. last week, beat Canada this week. Scotland won 41-12 over Manu Samoa the other night. And then the British and Irish Lions defeat the Wallabies 27-19. Chile is coming up a little bit later on today. And then the Springboks taking on Georgia, USA, and England. That's tonight. I won't be able to watch that either because, and I'm not going to the game. The tickets were like $200 and some for a ticket. It's ridiculous. Trying to price us at it. There is a British and Irish Lions game on Tuesday. So that's interesting. Who are they playing on Tuesday? The First Nations Pacifica 15. Okay. Yep. And then the Pumas will play Uruguay today. It'd be cool to see Uruguay win that game, but I'm not sure who's going to win that one. So in that game for France, the player ratings, let's see how they rated them. So nobody, Matthias Halagahu got a 9, but everyone else is pretty lame ratings. And Nolan Legac got a 9 as well. So France did not do very well. So that's their 2025 July series with another loss. They had a 2-point halftime lead, and they fell. Right, so that's the half, folks, and we're not going to be able to stay with this full game, and apologies for that ahead of time. By the way, the women's Botswana side is ranked 59. Yep, 59. Right, so where's the USA? They're down to 9th in the rankings. They used to be 4th. USA was 4th after the World Cup in 2017. Now they're 9th. And all they want to do is show us a half-naked Iona Mahler, whom I'm not that impressed with as a player. And people they try to turn her into some kind of superstar sports celebrity. Not that impressed. I think we've had better, Chris Thomas, a better choice, and others out there. What's her name? The redhead. She was a much better choice. But they want to go with Mahler as their big hero. Anyway, people dancing around on the pitch wearing red paint, Uganda colors. He's got an egg crate on his head. That's a weird outfit. Not sure what that's all about. A bunch of people out here dancing at halftime. I love with cheerleaders who are wearing leggings in Uganda. Who needs leggings in Uganda? It's hot there, man. Wow. Not sure what's going on here. There's some weird-ass dancing taking place here. Okay, it looks like it's choreographed a little bit here now. They look like wounded chickens the way they're dancing. I don't remember seeing this kind of dancing when I lived in Uganda. All right, they're done. They're leaving the stage now. Anyway, yeah, so upcoming is the Springboks, and we just take an early look for those who are here now. We'll cover this again when we get to the game, but South Africa has Afide Fassi at the fullback position. Edwil Vandermerwe, who had a brilliant game last week, is on the right wing. Keenan Moody and Damien De Allende are covering the inside and outside center. Curtly Arendse is on the left wing. He's back. Sasha Feinberg-Ongumzula back at fly half. Grant Williams, scrum half. Cobus Visa, Peter Steph Dutoy. Sio Khaleesi is back in the lineup after missing several games for an injury with his neck. The locks are Rowan Nortkia and Eben Etzebeth. Then the front row, Neethling Fouché, Marnus Vandermerwe, and Bone Venter. A very inexperienced front line. As Springboks, anyway. Off the bench, Bongian Benambi, Thomas Dutoy, Thomas Detrain, Vincent Koch, Arge Damon, Quagga Smith, Faf de Klerk, Henri Pollard, and Damien Willemse. For Georgia, this is a mouthful. Good luck with this one, folks, trying to pronounce these names. Fullback, David Ninashvili. Then on the right wing, it's Akaki Tabusadze. And the inside and the outside center, Demir Tapladze. And Georgig Kveladze. Good Lord. On the left wing, it's Alexander Todua. The fly half is Luka Matkava. Scrum half, Vasily Lobis. Oh my goodness. I need to put glasses on to read that damn name. It's so complicated. It is Vasil Lobhandzidze and Ilya Spanderashvili, Becca Sagnanadze, Luka Ivanishvili, Vladimir Chachandzidze, Mikhail Babunashvili. Sounds like freaking Babagaya, like freaking, what's the word? John Wick, like I'm watching John Wick here. Iraki Aptisari, Vanu Karkadze, Georgi Akaladze. Off the bench, it's Irakile. It could just be like baby talk. Gugu Gaga. Georgi Tetrashvili, Becca Gigashvili, Dumir Epranadzidze, Sando Mamatsafrachvili, Tornika Yagalo. I'm just going to have to call their numbers out during the game. Tato Abkanhandadze and Tornika Kadoradze. Good Lord. Matthew Carley is the official for the game. Assistant referees are Holly Davidson from Scotland, Adam Leal from England, and the TMO is Andrew Jackson from England. Jeez, it's going to be a mouthful when I get to that game. I'm just going to have to call out their numbers, their positions, because, I mean, pronouncing those names is going to be an embarrassment during the game. So it winds up being a 16-16 game at halftime, which is a bit surprising given where we're at. So we're 30 minutes away from the Springboks game. We'll break away from here late, and we'll bring you that. But I will keep this game running in the background, folks, so that we can keep on top of who actually wins this game and goes on to the Rugby World Cup. So let me get to my Flow Rugby and make sure I still got my stream over there. Yep, South Africa versus Georgia. Yep. All right, cool beans. So next week, the Pumas play the Griquas. I'll be covering that one. It's a late game. And the first division finals on the 26th, so interesting for that. So we'll see how that goes. All right, how are we all doing over here? Yeah, good luck with those Georgian names, exactly. Must be a couple of, there's a lot of Shivilis and Nodses in there. All them Vilis. Yeah, you see it in arm wrestling as well. Okay. Levin Sanganishvili, yep. Snow in Lesotho, okay. Strangely, Kenya's not that competitive 15s. No, they're not. They do well in the 7s, but the well in the 7s is like this. It's up and down. One time they're good, next time they're poor. So it's not consistent with the 7s. So 16-16 halftime, and it was an ugly first half. Namibia is very fortunate to be in this game. With Black Lion, they're shutting down next year, right? Who, the Georgia side? What are you talking about? Oh, you mean the club that plays in the Challenge Cup? I don't know. Are we ready to start second half? I think we're ready to start second half here, and I have no audio. Well, that's special. All right, well, it's just be me. I have no audio from them. We're ready for the second half here, folks. Still got a yellow card on the table. That yellow card came at 32, so about 3 minutes they should be back to full strength. Zimbabwe should be down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14 players. Here's the kick to the near side. The announcers have gone to sleep. There's no feed from them. And there we go. And the ball is taken by the Namibian side, driving forward. What a carry here. What a big carry there. Man, oh man, oh man. Jason Frazier. No, it's not Frazier. Excuse me. Say it's Richard Hardwick. Ball bounces. Oh, my fur just gets it. He's caught and tackled. Boy, this is a much different approach. High tackle there, unfortunately. And that's the right call. He got hit hard. Tafi Mafur got hit hard for a high tackle. But a much different attitude by Namibia coming out of the locker room there. Richard Hardwick with a big carry there. So they get a penalty for the high tackle, which is unfortunate, but that was a very different attitude the first 30 seconds coming out of the locker room. And that ball is kicked way down the pitch. What a beautiful kick by Ian Pryor. It's going to that's a huge mistake on that high tackle. It puts the Sables all the way down around 10 meters. That's a hell of a kick from his side of the pitch, from the 10-meter line to 10 meters down there. That's 40, 50-meter kick, and it's going to be a line out to the Sables. And Namibia finds themselves on the back foot already after such an inspired start. What a shame. My goodness. So here's the line out. How many players in this line out? Good Lord. They go long. Line out successful. They're into a maul, and they're driving forward. Sables are still going forward. Still going. Ball's ripped out of there now. Tackle's made. Middle of the pitch. Ball's available. Sables stopped there by Namibia, but they need to get the ball back here. 42 minutes in, so we should be getting it all picked up by Zimbabwe. Was there a knock-on? Good sportsmanship by the scrum half, helping pick up the Namibian player. So is the Zimbabwe ball? I think there was a knock-on. So 42-20, we should be... Uh-oh. All right, so, yep. And now Zimbabwe's Jason Fraser is back in the game. So the yellow card is off now. Full sides. Okay, yellow cards are off. 16-16. And it'll be a scrum here deep in Velvich's territory again. .43 minutes off the clock now. 16-16. Yeah, it was nice. Hey, Shongolo. That was nice respect there by Hilton picking up Leroux Milan, who had a vicious injury in the Rugby World Cup in France against New Zealand. And he hadn't played a test in 2 years. So here come the Sables on the outside. They get it to the far wing. Who's going to get there? Still driving. Can they get him in touch? No, they get the ball offloaded somehow. And the Sables are down to 2 meters away. Namibia's in trouble here. Where's the ball? Mavasera got them down there. Sables have the ball about 3 meters away. Pick and go. Down to a meter. And they're playing an advantage now. And they're in. They're in. Did they get it? Is it short? It's short. They're playing an advantage, and they're like half a meter away. Pick and go. Short. Short. And there's the try. So who got it? So who got it? Godfrey, it was an Angorgo, I think, got it. Let's take a look at it again. This is the backside. I can't see it. It is Godfrey, I think. He picks it. Did he get it? Yeah, it's him. Well, that was, you see that coming from a long way. Some big mistakes there by Namibia again. Came out with energy and then screwed up. Got themselves in the back foot again. My goodness. Will Zimbabwe be going back to the Rugby World Cup? And the conversion's good. It's 23 now. (23-16). Namibia can't live with success. Restart. 5 minutes in the second half now. Down, almost taken by Namibia. Did they get it? They do have it. Oh, finally, something goes right. They're inside the 22, but it's a knock-on. Oh, it doesn't go right. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Wow. So they knock it on. They're claiming they knocked it backwards. But it's a knock-on. There'll be a scrum to the Sables. Yeah, I'm glad to see Leroux Milan playing again, too. It was a wicked injury. I thought his career was over watching that game. Oof. Never forget that. Scrum. Ball gets put into the scrum. Dug out of the back by Hilton. Sends it over to the try scorer from earlier. He bounces off 2 tackles. And the scrum half is down. Thrawn is down. He's injured. He got hit hard. He's going to have to, I don't know if he got hit in the chest or head. Jacques Thrawn. Oh, yeah. He took his shoulder in to try to tackle. I think he hurt himself. So nothing wrong there by I think he's going to have an HIA. It's going to come out of this. He's got 3 physios out there checking on him. Clock is stopped at 46:37 as they treat Thrawn on the pitch. He already went off for a yellow card. Now it looks like he's going to go off for an injury. Wow. Chat rate is low. What's going on there? 70 people here. Thanks for being here, folks. Be sure to hit the like button if you don't mind. Would appreciate it. Well, while he's getting treatment, let's talk about some of the other stuff this weekend. So this is the final, and as we said earlier, Algeria came in 3rd, and then Kenya comes in 7th. I didn't see who came in 5th. So Algeria's 4th, Kenya's 5th, Uganda's 7th, and Cote d'Ivoire's 8th. I don't know who came in 5th and 6th, Senegal and Morocco. There's no score update on that, so let me take a look and see if I can't find that somewhere. Four hours away from the under-20 championship game in Rovigo, Italy, South Africa versus New Zealand under-20s. Let me check on these scores from earlier. Algeria, as I said, won that one earlier. Gold Cup. Morocco beat Tunisia, so 26. No, that isn't right. Oh, Senegal beat Morocco. Okay. All right, got it. All right, are we ready to go again here now? Yes, we're underway. Namibia is playing an advantage here. Down towards the 22. They're playing an advantage. Ball's available. Got a replacement scrum half in there now. AJ Cairns is in there now. Down to the 22. Still playing an advantage. Inside of 22, another advantage. So diving on the play. Building up now very well is Namibia, the Velviches. Around the 22. They need to drive forward and get something going here. Findebag carries. He picks up down to about 18. The ball comes loose. So we're going to come back for the advantage now. He knocked it on. So they're going to go for the points or the corner. I would say they're probably going to go for the corner here. But I'd take the points. They're easy points. Close the gap. They're kicking to the corner. This is not in Super Brew, so I didn't make a prediction. Or did I? I think I just said that Namibia would win this game. So they kick for the corner. Hopefully it goes well. Hopefully it goes well. Yeah, so I had no picks here. 2 of them. And I picked New Zealand by 10. They won by exactly 10. Boy, I hit that spot on. They lost the ball in the line-out. Oh, my goodness. These line-outs are killing Namibia. So Zimbabwe has the ball from about their 8-meter line. My goodness. Stupid decision there. Their lineouts are atrocious. Ball goes up in the stands. This guy's going to try to hold on to it. Dude, you got to give it up. You got to give it back. So they lose about 10 meters on that. Now they have another line out. Why is Zimbabwe over there with the line out? Was it touched by... So it's a Uganda lineout? Or not Uganda, excuse me. It's a Zimbabwe lineout. They go deep, and the Sables have it. There's a clearance kick. So Namibia goes from a 5-meter lineout all the way out to 43 meters. Jeez. And they needed to try. So should have taken the points. Should have taken the points. Substitution coming in for Zimbabwe now. Aiden Burnett comes in the game. Dylan Utete comes out, replaced by Burnett. Line out. Didn't go well. So Dylan Utete goes out, replaced by Aiden Burnett at 50 minutes. Scrum. Jeez, this line out is killing Namibia. I've lost another line out. Ball's put in play. Ball's kicked down the pitch and kept in play. Fed back. Oh, nicely done there. Down the sideline. And the ball's left on the pitch. Oh, my goodness. Namibia looks atrocious, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a huge fan, but they're just so out of sorts today. They're lucky to even be in this game at this stage. Terrible lineouts are killing them. So they kick it away from inside the 22. It's going to get just short of midfield. Taken there. Big hit, and Mafura is caught as well. Then he gets up because he's not held in tackle. Still going. Tapi Mafura down to about 30 meters. They come to the near side, and Namibia in trouble again inside the 22. They got to adjust. Oh, that was a knock-on, not caught. And there's a knock-on. That's an obvious knock-on. Or was it just kick forward? Ball's kicked back to midfield. It bounces. Mafura gives chase, picks it up at his 45-meter line. There's nobody anywhere within 30 meters of him. Finally now, oh, he passed it right to a guy, and Lopes right there to tackle him. So Sable's now with the ball on the Namibia 10-meter line. 52 minutes off the clock. Mafura is having a big day here. He carries, he's tackled. And that's Johan Retief. When did he come in the game? I didn't see him come in. Here's a kick over the top. Down inside the 22. And the mark is taken. They tap and they lose it. It went backwards. Lucky there. Man, that was some dumb play. Namibia kicks it forward. Chase is on. Down inside the 22. The chase is on. Oh, what a great tackle down there. Brilliant work by J.C. Nell. Just when Namibia needs something big. They've got them pinned back now. They got him about 8 meters, 10 meters away from their try line. Namibia needs to step up their game here. 53 minutes off the clock if they want to go to the World Cup. Okay, so it's kicked in a touch and just outside the 22. It will be a Namibia line out. That's been their worst thing. Maybe it's time to replace Louis van der Westhuizen because he's not getting it done. Maybe Combrick can get it done. Line out is good, finally, and they're into a maul. They haven't had many chances like this the entire game. There goes this the Namibian maul, driving forward. They're picking up, still going. They're still bound. Obstruction. Oh, my goodness. I didn't see that at all. So they turn it over. Unbelievable. Jeez. Wow, obstruction. So they blow that chance. Unbelievable. So another chance goes awry for the Velviches. Namibia turns it over. Not a very good kick. So Zimbabwe have a line out. They haven't lost a single line out. Bruce Houston, the debutant, getting ready to come in for Zimbabwe. Yes, you're right, Shongola. They do deserve to win it. Namibia hasn't played for beans. It's been terrible. Oh, that ball comes loose. Back to the 22. There's a high tackle, not seen. Vian Conradi makes the tackle. Ball's kicked into the air. Chase is on. Who's going to get this? And Zimbabwe gets it. They pick up about 20 meters, but not releasing the ball. That should be a turnover. Come on, man. That's stolen by Namibia. Here we go. And then not releasing. My goodness, he hadn't even hit the ground. You're calling not releasing. That's a bit early. He sits there forever not giving that penalty. It should have been a penalty moments ago against Zimbabwe. Yeah. Unbelievable. I don't agree with that call. Zimbabwe should have had a penalty called against him for the same thing. So Houston comes in the game. He's a debutant. He comes in for try scorer. Mashawi. Mashiwa ran over a lot of players. Looks like a substitution coming in for Namibia as well. We'll stay for a couple more minutes, then we're going to have to leave this game, folks. Ball's kicked down the pitch. It'll be about 28 meters away. Namibia's World Cup dreams are slipping away here, folks. A line out is knocked on, and then the Velviches come with. They need to get something break free here. Come on, boys, let's go. Come on, turn it on. Turn it on. Here they come down the sideline. Kick forward, Chase. Chase is on. Down. Muffer's going to pick it up outside his 22. Oh, and tackle there. Look at a high tackle to me, but it wasn't called this time. They come to the near side. Oh, nicely done there. Danku Burger, but they come free. Got him by the jersey. Oh, he hurt his shoulder here. Oh, my goodness. Danko Berger's grabbing his shoulder. Did he tear a muscle or dislocate something? He's down. Berger's down. He's hurting. His arm is just hanging there. He can't do anything. He needs to be replaced. Oh, my goodness. They lose the ball again. Ball's bounced down around the 10-meter line. Pryor's going to kick it looking for 50-22. Is it kept in? Nope. So they're going to turn it over. Another mistake by Fundenbeck. Why is he the fly half? He's terrible. It's a 50-22. Wow. So did they take him out? What's the call here? A scrum. This is Zimbabwe. Clock working against them now. Down by 7 with 22 minutes left. Ball's available. Zimbabwe's not pulling it out of that scrum. Now they get out of there. Big carry there by Burnett, who just came in the game. Over the middle. The Sables are going to break free. That's going to be a game breaker right there. Wow. That's going to end the game there. There's no way they're coming back playing so poorly here. Wow. All because of their crappy fly half, man. Oh, man, that sucks. Wow. Wow. Missed tackle. Oh, that's going to do it, folks. Wow. It's going to take a hell of an effort to come back from this now, as poorly as they played. Wow. 30-16. Wow. 20 minutes left. And Namibia comes away with it down the sideline. Here they come. And they're going to get in. Yes! The Velvetians scored, but they got to get the conversion here just like that. Unbelievable. JC now picks that loose ball up and runs it in 22 meters, and Namibia scores a try. My goodness. My goodness, just like that. JC Nell, 23 meters, gets a try. He's not going to be denied. Wow. Wow. But the conversion is going to be tough. This is critical. Clive and Loopster's got a tough one here because his opposite number has just been brilliant. Hasn't missed anything. Fingers crossed. Need a conversion here with now 18.5 minutes remaining. From a far corner. This is a huge difference. It's 9 points now. 30-21. It's short. Nope. That sucks. Wow. All right, we got to go for the Springboks game, folks. Sorry about that, but we're going to go for the Springboks game. So this one's going to end. It's going to take you over to the other one. Thanks for being here. All right, I'll turn off the score 31-21 with about 18 minutes left in this game. And we'll see you on the other side here in just a moment. Thanks a lot. Stick with us for the Springboks. Cheers, everybody.